There are 171 of these original CDs in existence. If you have received one of these original CDs, consider yourself fortunate. Of the 171 individuals who have received these original CDs, 27 have already been selected. It is a natural human tendency to copy and distribute information. Anyone who later uses a copy of this original CD will not be accepted. Consider your options carefully.
My name is Peter Allen Kirkle, and I'm just an average guy who used to work in an office. Back in January of the year 2000, I was in my office working late. I was alone, and a woman came in and put a box in front of me on my desk. Then she walked out. I don't know who she was, and I've never seen her since. I opened up this box, and inside it was a shiny white marble. It's about an inch across, and it's really, really heavy for something that small. It's about 15 pounds. I picked up this marble, and I was shocked when it projected an image, like a three-dimensional holographic image of a being into the middle of my office. The being looked almost human, but it was really, really skinny, and it was bald and wearing a white robe. This being pointed at itself and said the word Eshkau. Then it smiled and pointed at me. Well, I figured that maybe this thing was named Eshkau. So I said, my name, Peter Allen Kirkle. The being smiled, and then another image appeared beside it. It was an image of the sun, and Eshkau pointed at it and said one of his strange words. I can't even begin to pronounce it. Then he looked at me and smiled again. So I pointed at this image of the sun, and I said, sun. And Eshkau repeated the word sun, and the sun disappeared. But then another image came, a different image, and Eshkau said its name in his weird language, and then he smiled at me again. So I said the name of the thing in English, and it disappeared, and then another one came, and then another, and this went on for hours. It was like I was translating his words for things into English words, and he was repeating each word like he was learning. Well, anyway, I took this white marble home in the box, and the next day I called in sick, and I spent the whole day translating Eshkau's words into English. And the day after that, I just quit my job. I just stopped going to work. For the next 9 years, I spent all of my time with Eshkau, translating words, into English. And, he was repeating them and he was learning, but he never talked. He just repeated the words I said. He didn't, converse until about 3 months ago. I woke up one morning and I picked up the marble, to get Eshkau to arrive. And Eshkau started speaking to me in English. He told me that he's from our future, almost 100,000 years into our future, and he's some kind of a teacher or a professor or something, and his specialty is the history of the human race. He also told me what this white marble is. He says it's a thing from his time, and it's called a creation computer. And apparently it can do all kinds of amazing things. I mean, medicine and design buildings, and it can create engines. But I have no idea how, because it's just a marble. I mean, it doesn't have any openings or markings. I don't even know how it projects the image of Eshkau. I mean, I just don't know. And I'm afraid to have anybody study it, because, they might break it. They might ruin it, So for now, I'm keeping it kind of a secret. But I have recorded the message that Eshkau is sending. When Eshkau speaks, when he gives his message, it's accompanied by this kind of music, and Eshkau explained that he entered some kind of mathematical formulas into this marble, this creation computer. He called them star mathematics, and apparently this marble uses these formulas and creates this music. And I guess it creates Eshkau's image, and I don't know. I don't know how it works. Anyway, I've got the first hour of Eshkau's message here, and there's a lot of hours. Over the last 3 months, I've recorded a lot of incredibly strange stuff. Eshkau's description of the development of our species is really kind of, well, just listen for yourself. I find that the best way to listen to Eshkau is from the beginning to the end, because the first hour covers the human race from our very beginning up until fairly recent times, up until the 1960s. And the other hours I've got recorded concern our future. But you have to remember, our future to Eshkau is like ancient history. We're 100,000 years old to Eshkau. Anyway, now you get to hear Eshkau.